Boat bases are changing everything about Rust. To keep up, you're going to have to learn how to build them. That's why I put together 15 boat building tips and tricks that will help you stay ahead of the meta. It's actually 16, but 15 does better for the algorithm. Also, if you learn anything, you're legally required to like and subscribe. Let's dive in. You can link two boats together by joining doors. So all you have to do is create this little triangle hole, have doorways in both. You open your doors, and that now links the boats. They're kind of stuck together. This has multiple uses, but the main use is for going fast. You can add 5 engines on each and get where you gotta go. You can make your boat pretty much unrateable with a boat bunker. All you have to do is create this shape that I just showed off, where there is a square and a triangle that is not placed. Then you put the triangles down, you throw up 2 doors, put little wall barriers, and from there you are gonna be able to push your way through. You are gonna wanna put a window here with a vertical embrasure, that way the people can't jump through the water crease. You just throw walls up over here, another wall. You wanna face them the right directions, and then you throw doors on. Now, in a boat raid, when your boat gets sunk, the doors go away, but they can't get in without doors. And you can only open the doors, so it's pretty much impossible to get to your loot here. Now, if they raid you and raid through your doors, they can't get into this room. Essentially, what you're doing here is making it to where they can't get to your main loot room, even if they do raid you. This buys a lot of time and also makes your base just not worth raiding at all. Anything that is behind this bunker is untouchable as long as you don't have another doorway. So what you could do, you could have a humongous area that's completely untouchable. And as I'm showing you here, you just need to make sure you have a vertical embrasure so they can't jump down. That's all the room that they can't touch. I recommend beds, workbench, loot, and furnaces for that area. Next, we can talk about cannons. So cannons are going to be important for a lot of bases. Placement is going to be pretty important. So as you can see here, I put a ladder hatch. They can't jump through it. You can shoot through it though. It adds a layer of protection. And if you want to jump out of your boat, you can then open the ladder hatch and jump out. Same with doors. I think doors are the more secure option here, and I highly recommend doors over the ladder hatch method, unless you need to climb something. As you can see here, you can also do something kind of tricky with this. I like the triangle hatches for little chutes, but you could also make like a little quick escape route / shooting floor little peek. Just note 2 things. It does count as a block for the triangle frame, and it makes it easier for them to get to your second floor. If you have a big boat or a big group that wants to be doing different things, you might want to look at a boat bay. Quick side note, the stuff that you are towing along with your boat might not make it to the deep sea, so this is mostly important for stuff like cargo and underwater labs, anything that's on the official map, where you either have a bulky boat or you just want something to break off from your team really quick and go do something. But you just make an arm of dead space, as you can see here, and then you throw down one of these doors that can open and close, and whenever it is closed, the boat will be pulled with you. That is a huge one. This is room for 2 boats, but you can do whatever size you want. And it actually has another purpose. It can be used for an early engine. Now, if you put these 2 windows up like you can see here, you can actually push a boat into that corner space and use the boat's engine to propel your main boat. Now, this is like when let's say you have sails or whatever, you could even have one on each side and get really creative, because engines for these new boats that you build tend to be later on in the wipe, not right at the beginning. So as you can see, you just turn on the boat and run it into this little corner that you've created, and now your boat has an engine. You could do it on both sides if you really want to get quick, and I think that you could catch some people off guard with this. As you can see, that's what it looks like, and the boat is moving. I think it's pretty cool. Now, this one's pretty big in my opinion. This is the wall anchor. Most people use doors or windows to put an anchor, and that way they can access it. However, that does keep you a little bit susceptible to where you're putting it in your base. This one you can put right in the middle if you want. You just throw it down. You have walls all around it. You can close it off completely. And check this out. You can actually access this from outside. Next, we have the sub bay. Sub bay, you just have to have 2 open squares. The sub will go in there. It won't go to deep sea with you, but you can push your boat with it. I really like this one. We're coming into another big one with the loot scooper. Now, when there are all these fights in the water right now, the meta is all boat or water or deep sea, there are going to be floating body bags. Now, you can have a open middle boat like this with like little arms that will grab those bags and put them to the middle. You don't have a floor down. That way the bags will come into your boat and you're going to be able to pick up all of the bags very easily. I like to have shooting and visibility on both the left and the right side, and then put either just a blank wall or put a window in the middle. I think it's really good. That way you can kind of see what's going on, but you are safe when you're grabbing the bags. I like this for a big tanky boat that could just go into other people's fights and pick up all the bags and ignore everybody. I built a base just like that. Link in description below. Check it out. If you like keeping your boat lightweight and secure, try the locker airlock. You can put a locker down right in the middle of a square to create an airlock to where they can't go by it. So even if they get through the door or kill you while the door is open, they still would have to break the locker. It's not a ton of damage that they can soak up, but it's definitely enough in a pinch. And also importantly, it doesn't add to your boat weight or block count. So you could do that on multiple doors, and then you're gonna have a double airlock. Even better if you get an invisible locker skin. Next, let's look at sail access. So sail access is very important when you are being chased, or if you get killed, or if people are on your boat. You just having the ability to access movement. Obviously engines is fine too, but in the early game you're not going to have them. But it's very important, and it also is pretty susceptible to you getting hurt if you try to get to the sails. Put a locker up in front of one of the windows, and you're going to also put wood shutters on. Now what the locker is going to do is prevent them from seeing you, or they might see you, but they can't shoot you when you're on the steering wheel itself. However, it still lets you get by and hit the sails. So it's just an extra layer. Obviously you could have wood shutters and it does the same type of job, but the locker just gives you a little bit more of protection for those early games. Small box, big cover. It's not the size of the box, it's how you use it. So boxes can actually be placed on half walls. They can be placed on the other ones with the knobs on as well. I just didn't get video of it. And they can be placed on walls. Now, why would you do this? First off, a little bit of storage in certain situations, I guess, but it's not going to be super secure. However, the real reason is because it doesn't take up boat weight at all, and it gives you a nice block on the boat. So on your outside of your boats, on the top floor, etc., you're going to want these crates to protect you, and they are huge, especially if you make a peak like this. I think we're going to see a lot more hatches in boat design. A lot of people don't use them in their regular bases, so I want to show off a hatch airlock real quick. Basically what you do is you have the hatch where it opens down towards the doorway. You throw a door down as well, so that way even if you had just come down or whatever, you will have 2 layers of doors for your jump up. I think that it's going to be important because with boat rating, doors are important. While we're on the topic of hatches, we can also look at the hatch and wall peaks that you can create. Now, normally you would do this with like 2 ramps, but you can't build ramps on boats. So I think that a hatch is a good replacement for that. Essentially what you're going to do, and the locker is an extra touch here that's not necessary, but you create a hatch to where it is a way to shoot down. You can also put up these wooden barricades, the half walls, and you can shoot through those as well. So it's just a double whammy. As you can see here, this is a different version. This doesn't have the locker or the door. Sneaky good. Back to lockers with locker peaks. I think we're going to see a lot of lockers on boats because they don't take up any boat weight, which is a huge deal, and they create some nice peaks and protection. Since you can't use ramps on boats, staircase peaks are going to be your next best bet. It just gives you a lot of different angles to attack, and I think that makes you a lot less predictable. They're going to be pretty huge. I think I'm going to be playing around with horizontal embrasure for them. I think they might actually be a little bit better for the staircase peak, but you could also throw the boxes up, just like I said before, and peek over if this is on your second floor. Bonus number 16, and because I did a bonus, you have to like and subscribe. Again, it's the law. I don't know what to tell you. Basically, what you do is you put down 2 boxes. You put code locks on them. It's very important that is a box that can take code locks. You lock them up, and then you throw a staircase over them. Now, what this is going to do is make it very hard for them to access your boxes. Even if they go through doors, once they break them, it's not going to be easy to grab. And if it sinks, same story. The staircase stays the entire time. So as you can see, these boxes are pretty secure there. Personally, not super sold on me using this, but I think that somebody in the right situation could. Editor, put an explosion, and then I'll do the outro. Wait, I am the editor. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm loving the update. Hope you are too. Take care.